Hey friends, so it is Monday, March 23rd. It is the midst of the coronavirus quarantine. Just an hour ago, the governor announced a stay in place lockdown order, so that's what's going on. And thankfully, we have a home gym, so we are heading into our home gym, and we have no worries about working out. It's been a big blessing for us. It's one less excuse for us to have to work out. So here we are to work out. If you haven't seen it, this is our gym. Last week I put out on Instagram stories a question about should I do a weight loss fitness journey vlog. So thanks for those who voted. It was 100% of people voting that yes, should do that. So here we go. This is episode 1. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do or how I'm gonna do it, but the biggest thing is that I wanted it to be a little bit more of my journey rather than like a how-to thing necessarily, but it's probably gonna be a little bit of both. I figured since this is the first episode, so to speak, that I would just talk about getting started. And my weight loss journey in a nutshell is that I was a athlete for a long time through high school, college, and then at the end of college stopped playing sports. And I also love food, so I just kept eating as if I was an athlete. And within a couple of years I was over 300 pounds, somewhere around 315. Kind of stopped stepping on a scale and wasn't going to the doctors at that point, so somewhere around 315. And I remember when I saw that number one time, I was just like, something's got to change. And it took a few years, but I ended up losing 100 pounds. So got down to about 215 and then held for a little while right around the 220 mark. And that was most of that weight loss came in the time that I owned a CrossFit gym. So lost a good bit of weight. It kind of got stuck somewhere around 260, I think 270, somewhere around there. And I got really into CrossFit, did paleo for a while actually, and lost the rest of the weight. Tried a few different diet styles, flexible dieting, counting macros, played around with paleo and variations, like adding certain foods back in after going paleo for a while. And in the end, it worked, and I lost a lot of weight. And then sometime after we sold my share of the ownership in the CrossFit gym, we moved, and life kind of kept going, and I kind of enjoyed this retirement, as I called it. And naturally the weight just kind of came back on a little bit. So not all of it. I'm probably somewhere around 250. I will start weighing myself, but that's my weight loss journey, and I like to get back to it. I think there's two things that were important to me when I got started in the beginning, and then I think about now, and when I've talked to people just from owning a gym and having talked to a lot of people about weight loss. The two things are knowing your why and just getting started. So knowing your why, just getting started. Those are kind of the two biggest things. One of my favorite little Chinese proverbs is the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is today. And that's kind of been something I've always thought about with any goals, especially around my weight loss and fitness journey, is that you're always going to make an excuse, but you just have to get started, and you just have to start now. And there's always going to be something around the corner, like around the holidays. It's like, let me just get through the holidays, and then in January I'll get started. Or in January it's like, let me just get past the Super Bowl. Let me have my Super Bowl party, and then I'll get started. Or you know, maybe it's a birthday or a family vacation or something like that. There's always going to be something, and that is not an excuse even if you want to go off the rails for that event, whatever that event may be, you can still get started today. And the biggest reason is that it's about building habits, and success comes from building those habits. So that's just some quick thoughts around that. And then knowing your why is super important too. I'll go into that on another episode, but for now, Liz is already warming up, so I should get going. We're gonna do a workout. We follow street parking programs, so streetparking.com. It's two games athletes. I'm not sure if Julian ever made it to the games, but he was a regionals competitor, and that's the programming that we follow. So you got to see our home gym a little bit here. We're gonna get started. I'll do a little time lapse of it so you can see. Workout definitely was horrible. I actually told Liz before we started, when I saw the workout, I was like, this is the most awful workout that's ever existed in humanity. These guys are evil for putting it together. Now that I'm done, yep, it met the expectations. But in the spirit of the theme of just getting started, that's kind of the way that I address a workout like that I know going into it I absolutely hate. Like, not just like, oh, that's gonna be tough, but it's gonna be 10 minutes and it's over. Like, no, that one was long and it was horrible and its movements I hate. But you can't really let yourself think about that too much, and you just have to get started. You just have to get to the gym first off. Go inside, start warming up, start the workout, and then you just do it one little bit at a time. And if I were working out alone, I was thinking near the end of that, if I had done it alone, I probably would have talked myself into stopping or scaling back like the number of reps or something. But I actually finished the whole thing, which is great. And that's a huge mental accomplishment to do that when you don't want to. But having someone with you definitely helps. And if you don't, you just kind of have to know going into it that you might try to take the easier way out, try to cut down the reps, cut down the rounds, something like that. So the more you know about yourself, the better, the more you can kind of be prepared for your own excuses. So that's it for this episode. Again, in the theme of just getting started, that's kind of advice for a lot of different things, and that's just what I'm doing with this. I just want to get it going, rather than spending a ton of time thinking about it and planning it, which is how I normally do things. I spend a lot of time thinking and ideating and strategizing, but just wanted to start recording and see how it goes. So if you have any ideas or tips or advice or what you want to see, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it and love to see what you guys want out of this, and if there's anything. And my GoPro just died while I was trying to sign off, but again, hope you like this. Leave a comment below if you want to see something in particular, if you want me to talk about something. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Hit the like button below if you like this. It really would help me out. And hit subscribe if you want to see more. And you can hit the notification bell if you want to be alerted every time I post one. So until next time, thanks for tuning in.